It's Ron Reader digs the universe. I'm Ron Reader, and this is Ron Reader Digs the Universe. And tonight, Tucker Carlson's Baby Goose Steps. I remember having a moment a few months into Trump's first term when it became clear to me that MAGA is a fascist movement. I mean the intense nationalism, the racism, the xenophobia, the authoritarianism, the persecuted minority, the internment camps for immigrants. This is fascism, I thought. I had a funny moment right after that when I realized that at last I can call Republicans Nazis. And of course that moment was immediately followed by the realization, oh shit, they're really Nazis now. The rest, as they say, is history. A history of the GOP step by step embracing fascism clearly and obviously, but while also denying to themselves and others that they were embracing fascism. For MAGA, fascism has been the love that dare not speak its name. They see themselves as the good guys, and everybody knows that Nazis are the bad guys, so they can't be Nazis. Right? Or can they? There is currently a bit of a dust-up in MAGA world right now that to me looks a lot like the realization I had about them 8 years ago. Podcaster Tucker Carlson, himself a fascist demagogue, who offers a continual stream of disingenuous rhetoric, dog whistle racism, and fantasies of beating the shit out of leftists and Black Lives Matter protesters. Well, Tucker had out and proud neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes on his show recently to discuss Jews or Israel or some shit. Fuentes is a real Nazi, a son of a bitch, and is on the record for praising Hitler, hating Jews, and abhorring democracy. I think he fits right into MAGA myself. You know, of course Tucker interviewed him. But it's hit a MAGA nerve, and he's come under heavy fire from, among others, Ted Cruz and other conservatives. But by no means all conservatives. The president of the far right-wing Heritage Foundation, Kevin Roberts, made a perfunctory condemnation of Fuentes' Nazism, but then asserted that canceling Nick Fuentes is not the answer. This is not surprising coming from the organization that laid out the plan for turning the U.S. into a literal fascist state, Project 2025. Fascists love other fascists. Roberts' show of support for platforming Nazis, for including them in the MAGA discussion, was too much for Rupert Murdoch's Wall Street Journal, however, which issued a blistering essay denouncing anti-Semitism among conservatives, which is in itself a good thing to do, but even the Journal tiptoed around the fact that MAGA is already a fascist movement. So there is a certain level of incoherence in the back and forth about Tucker Carlson's Baby Goose Steps, a sense among some of the MAGA faithful that something has gone very wrong, but an inability to admit that the anti-Semitism is just the tip of the Nazi iceberg that they are all riding. It's an identity crisis for an entire culture, and its resolution or lack thereof could make or break our great nation. I'm Ron Reader, and this has been Ron Reader Digs the Universe. Join me, Ron Reader, again next week for another episode of Ron Reader Digs the Universe.